People, 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 come to you again today with information that the Washington Post posted up. These are some serious allegations, people. This is about the Pandora Papers. First, I will read some information to you. This information is by Aaron Greg, Isabel, Maria, Jennifer, Same, and Adam Taylor. Right, so I'm just giving you some information of their information that they posted up. It said the Washington Post on Sunday published the first in a series of stories based on more than 11.9 million documents that expose a secretive financial universe that benefits the wealthy and powerful. Man, shouldn't this ring some kind of bells in your head, people? It said the vast trove of documents known as the Pandora Papers was obtained by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, ICIJ. The Post collaborated on the investigation, which involved more than 600 journalists in 117 countries and terrorists, the largest ever organized by the ICIJ. The investigation exposed the offshore system that government leaders, billionaires, and criminals often use to hide their assets. For an explanation of how offshore systems work and why people choose to hold their money in these companies, read the overview. People, this isn't just happening. This is happening from ever since. This just got exposed. You understand me? This is no new occurrence. This is how the wealthy manipulates the world. This is how they manipulate us. They have secret agreements signed that protect them and protect their investment and protect their crimes. People, let me continue. It said within hours of publication, at least 8 national governments promised to launch their own inquiries into the financial activities revealed in the papers. Around the world, political players named in the investigation face criticism for lavish spending, and opaque practices, shady practices, people. Some defended their actions. Ex-Prime Minister Andre Babis, who is up for re-election this week, suggested Sunday that the Pandora Paper revelation about him are part of an effort to influence the state election. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. Now people, I want you guys to listen to this video, guys. This is from the Washington Post, if you can see.
For years, some of the world's richest people have hidden their wealth in prominent offshore tax havens in places like the Bahamas or Belize. Now a new investigation reveals the involvement that the United States and prominent world leaders have in the secretive world.
There are 1,001 different ways to describe a tax haven. It's generally considered as a country or a jurisdiction
where you can taxes where you made your money.
A team of reporters from the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, the Washington Post, and hundreds of reporters around the world unearthed secrets from millions of documents. The Pandora Papers show how the ultra-rich and powerful move their money around the globe. It is the largest collaboration of journalists ever organized by the ICIJ.
We have emails, passport copies, bank statements that show how presidents, kings, princesses, billionaires, and criminals hide and move money.
There are more than 11.9 million documents that reveal the holdings of powerful foreign figures, including the King of Jordan and a woman who was allegedly in a years-long relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
The United States, through some very liberal laws in places like Alaska, South Dakota, Nevada, and Delaware, have really become go-to tax havens for global clients.
American politicians and lawmakers have long criticized tax havens in smaller countries.
You've got a building in the Cayman Islands where 12,000 companies supposedly are located. Now, that's either the biggest building in the world or the biggest tax rip-off in the world.
That was 2007. 14 years later, if you want to protect your money, Sioux Falls, South Dakota has become a place to go.
All of these trust companies, they are managing billions of dollars in assets for customers all over the world. You just wouldn't expect it.
This building, which is in the city's downtown, now houses close to $100 billion in assets from foreign millionaires and billionaires, including some who have been accused in their home countries of fraud, bribery, human rights abuses, and other wrongdoings, either personally or through their companies, like Horst Happel, an orange juice industrialist from Brazil. In 2016, Happel and others paid an $88 million settlement to the Brazilian government for allegedly colluding to underpay local farmers. He set up a trust in the Midwestern state in 2017. So did the family of Carlos Morales Troncoso, the former vice president of the Dominican Republic who ran Central Romana, a sugar company accused of human rights abuses. Morales set up his trust in the Bahamas, and after his death, he was transferred to South Dakota for the benefit of his daughters. His daughters, through an attorney, said they have never been involved in Central Romana's operations.
After this, we head to South Dakota Trust Company and to
South Dakota is one of a handful of states with some of the most liberal regulations for offshore accounts in the world.
This is a state that hasn't been traditionally wealthy, and so when lawyers proposed to lawmakers in South Dakota to change legislation to turn South Dakota into a tax haven, many of these lawmakers were convinced that jobs and money would follow. Our investigation has shown that that's far from being the case.
U.S. law requires companies to confirm the identities of clients, but it provides little guidance on who to accept and who to turn away. The Pandora Papers also expose how U.S. citizens move their money outside the country while facing criminal investigations or costly lawsuits. This is where Glenn Godfrey comes in. His companies in Belize have set up trusts, bank accounts, and corporations for an alleged murderer, a high-profile child sex offender, a mob associate connected to the Colombo crime family in New York, and a self-described constitutionalist who solicited the murder of a judge, a prosecutor, and an IRS agent. Godfrey has not responded to multiple requests for comment.
It's very difficult for prosecutors to track money offshore for all kinds of reasons. A lack of cooperation from the governments of tax havens like Belize, to just not having the time